जय श्री जगन्नाथ। शुभ अपराह्न। नीलाद्रौ शङ्खमध्ये सत्यदलकमले रत्नसिंहासनस्थं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तं नवघनरुचिरं संयुक्तं जाग्रतेन भद्राया वामभागे रथचरणयुतं ब्रह्मरुद्रेन्द्रसेव्यं देवानां सारमेशं सुजन परिवृतं ब्रह्मदारु नमामि। परम कारुणिक अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांडर मौडमणि कोटि कोटि ओडियांकर हृदयर आराध्य देवता समग्र विश्व चराचरर स्रष्टा आनंद कंद परमानंद सचिदानंद अखिल रसघन विग्रह विश्व वेदनार वैद्य देवाधिदेव श्री श्री जगन्नाथंकर चरण कमल रे ए अकिंचनर कोटि कोटि प्रणाम। Respected Principal Dr. Nalini Prabha Mohapatra, the President of this 70th National Webinar of Maharishi College of Natural Law, organized by the ROVER Ranger Units of Maharishi College of Natural Law. Respected Dr. Vivekananda Das, Head of the Department Economics and Senior Reader. My esteemed Chief Speaker, Dr. SWARNAMAYEE Tripathi, the former Professor in Public Administration, UTKAL University. Respected viewers, join the domain, members of the Scout Guide family, Odisha, other leaders, and my esteemed Dr. K.P. Misra, the State Chief Commissioner, Odisha State Forest SANJAY, and the Vice President, Jharkhand, Bihar, West Bengal, UP, Maharashtra, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. I, Dr. Namita Patnaik, being the convener of this 70th National Webinar, wish you all to this Google board and a hearty welcome to all of you from the core of my heart. Very soon, ma'am will join, our principal will join officially. She will welcome all of us. Prior to that, I want to express my sincere gratitude to our principal, ma'am, Dr. Nalini Prabha Mohapatra. I welcome him to this Google board, and I really obliged for being with me to support me to conduct such a series of webinars during this pandemic. I offer my respectful obeisance to Dr. K.P. Misra, the SSC Odisha, whose inspiration and guidance helped me to conduct the series of webinars in national level till today. And I'm very happy today we are going to conduct the 70th National Webinar. And today is very auspicious day, as all of us know. So on this auspicious day, when I request our guest of this afternoon, I really bow down my head before Sona ma'am, and I offer my humble submission to Professor Swarnamayee Tripathi for her unconditional love and affection during her stay in our college as a colleague, and also accepting our request and encouraging us with her virtual presence with a short notice. I'm really grateful to you, ma'am. Today we know it's a great day prior to that, let's welcome our guest virtually.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes,
Namaskar.
ma'am. Loknath Samal, you have been admitted, but you are requested not to write anything on the chat box.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Life loses half its interest if there is no struggle, if there are no risks to be taken. This has been told by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, the greatest freedom fighter in the 1920 on 22nd of September. We know all the challenges are opportunities for new avenues to explore, new methods to experiment, and the future to curve. Struggles are as inevitable in future and in our life as a crawling caterpillar transforming itself into a butterfly. As a newborn, seeing the light of the world and growing up each day. Those are the pathways of nature. In our lives, we have our goals to achieve, our visions to fulfill. Each attempt to such achievements is not without risks, and finding our success through them in what brings out the best in career and lives. Every Caspian aspires such excellence which reflects in their holistic student life. We hope we are able to share the motivation with the youth of India to work together, greater good and well-being. So I bow down to Netaji on his 125th Jayanti. Every Indian is proud of his monumental contribution to our nation. He will be remembered forever as an outstanding leader who always stood with the people. Let's tribute to one of the India's greatest freedom fighter. Jai Hind. Now, before going to request our chief speaker of this afternoon, I just want to read out his biodata for the information of all the participants present over here. I first of all welcome Professor Madam Swarnamayee from the core of my heart to this Google board. The main attraction of today's webinar, who joined virtually with the Google board. She is an extraordinary, outstanding, and generous student. As a versatile scholar, her contribution to the society shall ever been remembered. I, on behalf of my principal, Maharishi College of Natural Law, head of the department, economics, Vivekananda sir, and on behalf of all the but veteran members present over here in this Google board, to Madam Professor Tripathi. Presently, although she retired from the Public Administration Department of UTKAL University as a professor, but still today she is taking the classes on online. Earlier, she was teaching political science in Bhagat Singh College, New Delhi. She has post-graduation from JNU, Delhi in political studies and hold a PhD degree in development administration. A keen research and prolific writer, her scholarly papers have found a place in the reputed social science journals and undergraduate textbooks. She has authored 4 books. Recently, she has co-authored a book on women reinventing development, the Odisha experience. Apart from the teaching, she is also associated with the National Alliance for Women, the Odisha chapter, which is working for women's development. She has authored a book and published around 45 research papers. Congratulations, madam. Some of her papers are under publication. She has made a study on Gandhian economics and corporate social responsibilities. Professor SWARNAMAYEE Tripathi is teaching public administration at UTKAL University, and research guidance given to till now. PhD completed 8%, PhD under completion 8%, MPhil research work produced 19%, and MA project guided 30%. And she has got a number of books published like Political Participation of Women Workers in India, Vikas Publication, New Delhi 2000, Self-Help Groups, Empowerment and Women, Kunal Publication 2017 with Lina Rani Pradhan, New Horizon of Healthcare in India 2018, Kunal Publication with Madhusmita Patra, Vijayani Mohanty and Indramani Jena, and Women on Research Path, edited, Kunal Publication, co-editor. Besides, she has articles published in different books on mainly gender, institution and governance, gender and development, domestic violence, institution and women and rights, protection of women against domestic violence act, that is 2005, gender and violence. Then she is also having many topics like gender dimensions of development induced displacement policy in India, and women and environment movement in India, widow and social exclusion, consumers and globalization in rural India, women and their work environment. Then so many articles which is published in different national and international journals. To her credit, she has done a lot of work in her literature activities and all that things. But another side which everybody should know, she is the glorious daughter of a renowned social worker of ages to come to remember. He is none other than Dr. Kishore Tripathi sir. He is the life member of Lokasevak Mandal, New Delhi. We always find many times when Dr. Radhanath Ratha was there, and I have seen personally him working a lot for the well-being of the public and students also. I'm really grateful to you, ma'am, for being with us. And now, the floor is with Sona madam, and now I'll not take much of your time. We'll listen from ma'am. Let's welcome our ma'am to this Google board, and with her spirit of not only a social activist but also great women enterpriser. So we'll listen from him, from her. Now, one more thing I just want to add. Madam always very close to our Chief Commissioner, Dr. K.P. Misra sir, who is very well-known figure in scouting history of India, better known as Bhishma Pitamaha, we can say, who has been contributing for the growth and overall development of scouting in Odisha since 1986, ma'am. For the knowledge of ma'am, I just want to tell ma'am, he is the real source of inspiration behind all the Scout Guide Rover Rangers to achieve their potential on their potential and goals, and particularly he provides me enough encouragement to continue this webinar during this pandemic. So I'm also obliged to him, Dr. K.P. Mr. Sir. Now I request Madam to start his topic. Over to ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Patnaik. Am I audible or I want to
Yes, ma'am.
use it?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Okay. Okay. Revered Principal, Maharishi College of Natural Law, esteemed KP Mishra sir, and dear Namita madam, and the faculties present here from different departments of Maharishi College of Natural Law, the members of Scout and Guide, Rover and Ranger, and what I found that Scout and Guide members from across India have joined here. So I am actually in a puzzle. Which language will be more comfortable to the participants? So let me. I think Hindi is comfortable. Everybody is comfortable with Hindi.
Yes, ma'am.
And
you can speak Oriya also, madam. No problem. बीच बीच में हिंदी बोल सकते हैं. There are some few friends from that West Bengal.
Yeah. Yes, in Odia I can be more comfortable. But anyway, since non-Odias are there, so let me speak in Hindi so that students can understand it properly.
Yes, ma'am.
And our purpose is solved. And English. It's actually, I'm really thankful, sincerely thankful to Namita madam for extending this invitation to me, because what I consider, it's actually a fortune to speak about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and to share among us what we know about him over the years, because somehow or other, what I feel, the Indian state did little place to such a great personality, reasons best known to the political leaders. And this always came to my mind, that what is bad in highlighting the other side of the story, or the alternative method to get independence for the country. But however, the memories of the partition and the communal riots on the eve of independence and right after independence probably created an unseen fear in us. Therefore, we did not give much space to Netaji. So it is not audible. I'm using the mic. Okay, just 1 minute. Actually, problem is that my throat is yet to be clear. I was COVID 10 days back. So throat is bit.
Okay.
Is it clear? Is it clear now?
Yeah, it's clear to me. Vijay sir?
Is it clear?
Vijay sir, it is clear to you? Yes, it is clear, ma'am.
Okay.
Very much clear.
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, if we tell him as the Mahanayak of India, we will not be wrong. Why do I say so? We consider Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji, the father of our nation. And being influenced by the father of our nation, being motivated by the father of our nation, a youth of India gave his whole life for the cause of the motherland. And, and he responded to the crisis, national crisis, in his own way. उन्होंने अपने तरीके से भारत को स्वाधीन करना चाहा. It is not uncommon that a youth who was much younger to Gandhiji, something around 30 years younger to Gandhiji, naturally he was addressing the issues with a josh. So young blood, not ready to tolerate the oppression of the foreign rulers, and not ready to believe that we can deal with such a mighty empire by adopting non-violence. Now, people are critical of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose because we misinterpret that maybe he, like the extremists, he believed in bombardment or he believed in violence. Not exactly so. We need to understand that he was also a believer of non-violence. He was also a believer of a plural society. He was also a believer of secularism. He was also a believer of self-determination of nations. If we just understand if we just try to understand the way his personality shaped, we will be able to understand the real tone of Subhash Chandra Bose philosophy. Now, all of us, we know that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose today is the 125th birth anniversary of the Mahanayak. You can call him as the Amardeep. The Amar Jyoti was shifted to the war memorial to place the statue of Netaji. I might be having 1001 differences with the ideology of the party, but I appreciate this because he is the Amardeep. He represents the spark of India. He represents the spark of every youth in India. भारत के हर नौजवान के अंदर जो ज्वालामुखी है, भारत के हर नौजवान के अंदर जो कम्युनिटी स्पिरिट है, जो क्राइसिस के टाइम बाहर आता है, वो सबको रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. उस सब में जीवित है नेताजी. That is what I feel. So therefore I feel it is not wrong if we say Gandhi ji is the father of the nation. वो बापू जी है. But Netaji is the hero of the story, the national story, hero of the national independence. You know, it is somehow or other, you must accept that the war waged by the Azad Hind Fauj created some sort of fear in the minds of the foreign empire, whose influence was visible in their negotiations with Indian National Congress before independence. So this we will come to know gradually. As we know, Netaji, as Odias, we are proud of being the soil which gave birth to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. We are proud of the fact that the millennium city of Cuttack is the birthplace of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. How it happened? Because Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was a Bengali, and his native place was Kolkata. And but his father was an employee. No, he was very loyal to the British Empire, and he had been given the Rai Bahadur title, as a result of which he was staying in Cuttack, and at that time Netaji was born. Netaji was a child among 14 brothers and sisters. He was the ninth child of Janaki Bose, and the fifth son, because Netaji had 7 brothers and 6 sisters. He had a very large family. Like in those days, we all are having like our parents. Why our parents had a very large family, and the next generation, all of us, we had also a relatively large family, not like the small families that we have today. It is again, it is written that my voice is not audible. Is it audible right now? Madam, is it audible?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
No, if I take out the mic, is it audible?
हाँ एबे अच्छी एबे मैडम टिके खाली आपण मोबाइल बा लैपटॉप पाखरे रहिले क्लियर आसीबो
ओहो हो अच्छा हो
हां
एबे
टिके
ठीक
पाखु
अछि
चले आगे मैडम
एबे ठीक अछि ओके
हाँ।
ओके
ठंडा जगो
because
टिके
I am also getting disturbed if it is written that I am not audible
या नहीं
because
मैडम सुना जाउची
ठीक अछि So Netaji was a student of Ravenshaw Collegiate School and was a very, very bright student. Always carried a community spirit. दूसरों को कैसे हेल्प करना है और how again is there any problem?
No madam, not at all. It's clear.
Okay. So earphone is not required.
No madam.
So it is quite clear.
Yes madam.
Okay. So Netaji during his school days also had shown his leadership spirit. After he completed his school and he joined the Presidency College, and during his student career in the Presidency College, there also, when there was a conflict between teachers and students, Netaji took the leadership for the students, and as a result of which He was expelled for 1 year and was debarred from taking the examination. After that, he took the examination and he, succeeded the examination, completed graduation with first class. In those days, getting first class was really difficult, and he also was ranked second in Kolkata University. And this is where we can see that the leadership in Netaji was quite visible. It was taking shape to give leadership to the youth of India. Let me tell you, since his childhood, he remembered lines which said that सर किसी के सामने झुकना नहीं है. We should not bow down our head before anyone if I feel that I am right. ऐसे भी वो many times he said that जो भी मिले, जन्नत मिले या ना मिले, पर अपना जमीर को कभी मारना नहीं है. That means I should always hear the conscience of my soul, the voice of my soul. आत्मा के आवाज को मुझे सुनना है, उसको बुलंद करना है. This was his understanding. And also he always carried the advice of his second brother, Sarat Kumar Bose, whom he respected a lot, and also Mahatma Gandhi, that he said that even if no one is with you, you can march forward all alone, and you will be able to convince each and every one through your leadership spirit. तो ये सब बातें जब हम नेताजी के बारे में पढ़ते हैं, तभी लगता है कि what happened later on, the decision he took to formulate Azad Hind Fauj, the decision he took to negotiate with the Axis powers in the Second World War, will not appear to us actually, ये विरोधाभास नहीं है. These are not opposites to the ideology what he carried. All the time he carried these three things that I told you. सर किसी के आगे झुकना नहीं है, और जब you have to hear the voice of your soul, and जिस भगवान ने इस दुनिया को बनाया है उसके सिवा सर मेरा किसी के आगे झुकना नहीं है. He always used to believe that ये जिस्म जिसे तुम मिटा भी सकते हो, पर मेरे जमीर को मिटा नहीं सकते. What I believe, I stand for it. You can imprison me, you can put me into death, but you can never silent my voice. That was his understanding. And with this understanding, let me tell you one thing. When he was in British jail, he went on after his difference of opinion with Mahatma Gandhi ji, he was also imprisoned, and there inside the jail, he was on fast unto death. for 15 days. The British government tried his level best to give him food, to convince him to take food. He did not take it. And he said that this I am doing to raise the conscience of the mighty empire, that they should treat us with respect. This was his understanding. They should treat us with respect. And this is the let me tell you, it is the period. This is the time when it is 29th November 1941. He was released from the jail. You know why? The British, yes. कौन କରାଯିବ?
ना ना क्लियर सुना होची संतोष संतोष सुना जाउची रे पूरे क्लियर सुना होची
सबुची पूरा क्लियर अछि मैडम
से मान
एंती सुबुनी कहला बेल को मते बड़ कंफ्यूज लागुची
नहीं नहीं मैडम सुना होची क्लियर सुना से बेले बेले पिला मानकर मोबाइल ले टिके प्रॉब्लम आसुची
ओके ओके
क्लियर आसी मैडम
You know why the British government released him from the jail? The British government released him from the jail because, if he dies within the jail without taking food, it will create, energize the mass movement against the British Empire more vigorously. Therefore, the British government decided that release him from the jail, send him to his house, and keep an eye on his movement. And he was on house arrest within in his house. Police was guarding his house. And this was the approach that British government took because they could not manage the determination of Netaji. That was their understanding. If you, this I'm quoting from, actually I saw a movie directed by Sam Benegal, in which I advise each one of you to see that movie. There he has highlighted this point, that even if he had not taken food for 15 days, his voice was as forceful as it was before, and his determination was unshaken. And he said this is necessary to raise the conscience of the British Crown that they are doing a wrong thing for Indians. That was his understanding. Now, let me tell you, when after he passed out his graduation, his father motivated him to join the Indian civil service. He motivated him in a way by saying that this is how you can also serve your country. And helping his own brother was his main goal. So he thought, let me just show that, yes, Indians can also compete in ICS if given chance. So after his graduation, he went to England. He went to England on 15 September 1919. There he started preparing for ICS examination. And you will be surprised to know that he was such a bright scholar that he was ranked 4th in the list, in which mostly Britishers were competing, and he was ranked 4th in the list. And when he was selected in the ICS, his father at that point of time had gifted him a golden watch, and which he had to sacrifice when he went to, he escaped from Kolkata and reached Kabul, there to, get his way, to find his way. The person snatched his golden watch.
Oh.
So there he lost the golden watch. There he felt bad because by that time his father was not alive. But at the same time he thought that ICS को छोड़ दिया तो watch की क्या बात है? So since I have left, I sacrificed ICS. What is the value of this gold watch? But since it was given by his father, so he felt a little bad about it. But anyway, for him, the main goal was to reach Soviet Union, and from there, somehow or other, with the help of Soviet Union, to fight out the war of independence for India. But however, things turned out differently, and he had to negotiate with Germans. Now the next thing is, when he on 22nd April 1921, finally he wrote a resignation letter to the British authorities that he is sacrificing the ICS post. And he wrote to Desabandhu Chittaranjan Das, C.R. Das, by whom he was highly motivated, that I want to join you in the freedom struggle. His family was naturally more closer to Rabindranath Tagore, Gurudev. And Gurudev, he also wrote to Gurudev that he want to join the freedom struggle. Gurudev told him to meet Gandhiji. He met Gandhiji. Gandhiji also at that point of time advised him to work with C.R. Das from Bengal. And but however, he was a part of the non-cooperation movement, like the Yuva Sena within the Indian National Congress. Along with Nehru, they had formulated a independent youth league within Indian National Congress. Because Nehru was also a young leader then from UP, and Subhash Bose was from Bengal. So they were leading the youth within Indian National Congress. But however, after the non-cooperation movement was withdrawn, then and there, he actually developed a different type of understanding of the situation, different from Mahatma Gandhi. Because since he was with Chittaranjan Das formed a Swaraj party within Indian National Congress, and he pleaded that we need to be a part of, instead of boycotting and focusing on constructive program, we need to be a part of the British administration, and through that we can deliver well-being to the people. And Chittaranjan Das contested in the Calcutta Municipality Corporation election, and he was elected with massive majority, and he made Subhash Chandra Bose as the uh, working chairman, I mean the one of the members of that municipal corporation. And along with C.R. Das, they changed the name of all roads in Kolkata, and they changed all English names and changed them to Indian names. So this was a visible protest against the mighty foreign empire. Being at that point of time also, Gandhi had highest appreciation for Netaji, and Gandhi had also made him once the president of Indian National Congress. But when he on his own second time he got elected, Gandhiji, at that point of time, Gandhiji did not support him, because by that time Netaji had developed his closeness with the communists, with whom Gandhiji had difference of opinion, because Gandhiji believed in changing the heart of the enemy. And Netaji as a youth thought it is not possible to change the heart of the enemy where the enemy is not having a heart. Now, that was his understanding. He was saying that we need to show our strength to them by just showing them. Just 1 minute. Charge was needed. Okay. So now when he was told to resign, he asked Gandhiji that बापू, आपने मुझे कांग्रेस का अध्यक्ष बनाया और आप ही अभी बोल रहे हैं कि मुझे रिजाइन करने के लिए. Why are you doing so? गांधी जी ने कहा, सुभाष, if you follow the discipline of the party, again Congress is ready to work with you. कांग्रेस का मेन प्रिंसिपल है अहिंसा, and you do not believe in non-violence. नेताजी ने कहा, बापू, अहिंसा ठीक है, when there is peace, non-violence is the best principle. But when there is war, non-violence cannot be the best principle. Now, that was his understanding. Therefore, he is misunderstood as saying that he never liked dialogue. It is not so. It is, Netaji is interpreted as an extremist like Bhagat Singh. Netaji is interpreted as an aggressive leader who believed in violence. Wrong. Shahid Bhagat Singh's approach was different, and that was appropriate in that period of time, before Gandhi was actually active in national politics. And here Netaji was not talking about violence. Netaji was only thinking of giving right reply to a mighty empire who is actually believing in war and believing in divide and rule and believing in armed forces. That was his understanding. And I can never agree with those who can say that it is only because of the non-violence principles of Mahatma Gandhi we became independent. all factors taken together pressurized the mighty empire to give us freedom by the Indian Independence Act 1947. It is because Netaji had disappeared. Indians did not believe that Netaji had died. Though, the Japanese government celebrates something around 18th August as the Shahid Divas in Japan, in the memory of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. But Indians even today, they do not know when did Netaji die, what happened to his life. And all these things taken together actually pressurize the mighty empire to give independence to a country which was fighting a non-violent struggle. Because at that point of time, we did not own Netaji's ideology. At that point of time, we did not own Netaji's ideology, and after independence also, because of, as I told you about the partition memories and all, we did not give much recognition to Netaji's ideology after the independence. We talked about peaceful coexistence. So we thought, if when we were talking about peaceful coexistence in our foreign policy, probably highlighting Netaji's actions would create a misunderstanding about us in the international circle. Maybe, I think so, because I can never say that Nehru did not know about Netaji's personality, because Nehru had worked with him. Sardar Patel had great admiration for Nehru, and all the freedom fighters, they knew what Netaji was, what was his determination, and all these things. So, after he was released from, Madam, ଆଉ 10-15 minute ଅଛି?
Yes, madam. Principal madam भी आसीचंती, आपण कहि साले madam कहिबे.
Okay. So after he was released from the British jail, he came home. At that point of time, he was not well. His mother actually cried a lot, but somehow or other, after arranging everything, how will he escape? He told his mother that I want to go on 15 days Maun Vrat, and I will be inside a room. I will not meet you. And after 15th day is of my Maun Vrat is over, I will become a sannyasi. And I will go to Santi Niketan, and there I will become a sannyasi.
Okay.
So his mother agreed somehow, because she had no other way out, because Netaji had already sacrificed his youth for his motherland. So, and that was the period every youth was doing so. So his mother had no other way out. But however, within that 15 days, वो 15 दिन के अंदर 23 जनवरी आया, and his mother prepared kheer, because he loved kheer, and gave, they had a joint family, so he gave it to Netaji's niece, that वो इतना मौन व्रत में है कि उसको अपनी जन्मदिन में मेरे पांव छूने का मन नहीं किया. चलो नहीं किया तो नहीं किया, मैंने बनाया है खीर, उसको खिला देना. By that time, Netaji was not in the house. Netaji had already left Kolkata. Netaji had, with the help of somebody, had already reached Kabul. Because from Kolkata, with the help of the communist people, members of the Communist Party and all, he thought he will reach Rus. But somehow or other, he thought he will reach Soviet Union through Kabul, on the way to Kabul. But however, when he reached Kabul, he could not enter inside the Rus border. So there, he thought that whoever, any one of the Axis powers, if Rus was the allied power, Rus was with English, Soviet Union was with UK and USA. So he thought, then if the allied powers are not in a mood to accept me, to help me, मैं भारत का स्वाधीनता के लिए शैतान का हाथ भी पकड़ सकता हूं. Because when he went to German with the help of somebody, there he was sharing with somebody, actually allotted him, warned him कि ये हिटलर का देश है, इसमें आप इतना स्पष्टवादी मत बनिए, कुछ भी हो सकता है. You may be imprisoned, you may be killed. So Netaji is saying that if I can just escape from Britishers, I can also have my own way from the Germans, from the Japanese, whoever will desire to bound me, whoever will stop my way from giving freedom to India. That was his determination. Because all the time, this song which the Bengalis love a lot, Ekla Chalo Re, Ekla Chalo Re, Ekla Chalo Re. Even if nobody gives you a pleasant hearing, you keep on walking alone, and at the end, everybody will come with you, as it had happened with Mahatma Gandhi. So, if at any point of time, anyone became critical of Mahatma Gandhi before Netaji, Netaji did not spare a word by showing his respect to Mahatma Gandhi, saying that there is not a, Mahatma Gandhi as a mass leader is unparalleled. But my difference with Bapu is that Bapu has not understood the enemies. Bapu has not assessed the enemies properly. And this enemy, we need to fight it out. So initially, he was not with the Axis power. Initially, he had thought with the help of the communists. That is why Forward Bloc Party even today is a leftist party. With the help of the communists, he will go to Rus, and from there he will take their help, because by that time, since he was having a brilliant mind, he had understood the political ideological difference between Westerners and the Soviets, the Russians. So therefore, he thought in his mind that Russians will help him to get independence for India, because Russians were also very friendly to Jawaharlal Nehru and also were very friendly to the nationalist leaders. And they remained friendly later on also. As we know, 1971, Indo-Soviet Treaty. Indo-Soviet treaty was just like a military alliance, but the treaty was drafted in such a manner that it never appeared like a military alliance, and it helped us to win the war against Pakistan and to make India safer for centuries to come. We created another country. We did not colonize any country. We created another country. We supported the freedom struggle in another country. And that is how we made our country safe. That was, so India owes a lot to the late Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, for this part of her contribution to the motherland. She was also a determined leader like Netaji. But however, every leader is having some biases and all these things. So we, at a different point of time, find it difficult to understand them. Now let me come to the last part of my my talk. Netaji thought that the country, the way the Britishers are projecting our country to the international world is wrong. India always had many religions, but there was no chaos. When he was interacting with the Germans, the Japanese, there he clarified this doubt. He said that religions never fought in India. It is actually a mastermind of game plan of the British authorities. India had many religions, but there was no chaos in our society. It was a pluralistic society, a secular society, and a society which believed in Hinduism. And he was very much influenced by the writings of Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Paramahans, like any Bengali. And that gave him the idea that India is a plural society and India is a secular society where the major value of the Indians is bhaichara. It was also mentioned in the report of Charles Metcalfe, who wrote that Indian villages have two basic qualities: voluntarism and mutuality. Voluntarism means voluntarily we help others when they are in crisis. Donating blood is a finest example of Indian society. If you have a blood donation camp in huge numbers, our youth come forward to donate their blood. And this is the spirit of voluntarism. And what is mutuality? Your sorrow is my sorrow. My happiness is your happiness. So if Charles Metcalfe wrote that if we are not destroying these two attitudes of Indian villagers, rural Indians, Britishers can never rule India. The first thing they did was to create atomistic individuals. They were not successful before independence, but now the Western society is successful today. Sorry. So, Netaji, in the first spell, with the help of the Germans and Japanese, could wage a war. The Azad Hind, he constituted the Azad Hind Fauj, and In the process, he took many names. He took the name of a Muslim, Ziauddin. He took the name of a Afghan. He took the name of throughout. He changed his name in different ways, and he was happy about it, that I represent all in that sense. And in Kabul itself, when he met the Indians, a lady gave him 3 rupees from her savings and said, I have not much, only this much. That family gave him shelter for one night and gave 3 rupees. That lady, the house lady, gave 3 rupees to Netaji, that भारत के स्वाधीनता संग्राम के लिए इतना कुछ मैं कर सकती हूँ तो मुझे खुशी होगी, आप एक्सेप्ट कीजिए. Netaji was moved by the desire for independence of the Indians, even who lived in Kabul. And he said, I just want 50,000 soldiers. And, he talked to the Nazis in that sense, that sign a memorandum with us and release all Indian prisoners that you have. And these Indian prisoners are Indians, and they will be with me in the Azadi's Fund. I only want an army of 50,000, that not more than that. In the first spell, he won the war also with the help of the Japanese. But however, in the second spell, when second time he attacked the Britishers, at that point of time, Japanese, because of the bombardment, Japanese had to withdraw from the war, and that brought a death knell to his efforts. However, it is said that in 1945, on 18th August, in a air crash, Netaji died. But his family did not believe it. His family, somehow or other, believed that he was in Rus jail. He was in Rus jail. So the jail of the Soviet Union, and till the end of actually the India's independence. On 6th July 1944, you will be surprised to hear this. From a Rangoon radio, he gave a broadcast seeking the blessings of Bapuji. Because that was the second attempt that he was going to wage the second war. So he sought the blessings of Bapuji, that he was sure of the fact that India will win the war. And he had already made negotiations with 11 countries. 11 countries had given recognition to the interim government of India as Netaji as the leader. We cannot just misinterpret Netaji with Muhammad Ali Jinnah, saying that maybe Netaji wanted to become the leader of India. No, never. Netaji had great respect for Nehru, great respect for Mahatma Gandhi and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, all these people. He just wanted, he just believed in another alternate strategy to pressurize the foreign power. He never thought that Gandhi's approach is wrong. He just thought that some more addition is required to give us freedom, because the British Empire is not understanding the language of non-violence, and oppression is increasing day by day. So I feel I feel that I have, after so many years, because of Namita madam, I could satisfy my desire to share my thoughts, my understandings regarding Nehru, whom I consider as the real inspirer whenever I feel let down. Because if you see, it might be a movie of Sam Benegal. The character is played by someone in a very, very nice way. But however, those people, they had collected how Netaji looked, how Netaji behaved, how Netaji talked, and that was reflected in that movie. So, and I always believe that at that point of time, Netaji said, Netaji's, Jai Hind. Jai Hind is the national slogan today, after independence. After every speech, we say Jai Hind. And as Indian independence is completing 75 years, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, so also in 2018, Azad Hind Fauj completed 75th years of its establishment. So we need to know more and more about Netaji. I don't think I'll be able to speak more. Thank you very much, madam, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Principal Madam, for arranging this Netaji Jayanti. And I will always cherish the moments that I stayed in Mercy College of Natural Law, always missed my college. And I feel happy whenever I am amongst my old friends. Thank you very much.
I'm really grateful to ma'am. I'm really grateful, madam. Now, madam is with us. Our principal ma'am is here with her great support, and with his inspiration, I could able to conduct a series of webinar till today. And today she was busy also in the morning having Netaji Subhash. We are having the statue of Netaji Subhash in our little park, and she has also garlanding the park Netaji Subhash there itself. And she was there out of phone reach, for which she could not able to join in time. But without listening from Nalini ma'am, we can't go ahead. So now I request our principal ma'am to speak few words, ma'am. Over to Dr. Nalini ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Namita madam. And namaskar to Sona madam.
Again, namaskar.
ଆଉ ଆପଣ କଲେଜ ଆସୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ମୁଁ ତ ସବୁବେଳେ ଶୁଣୁଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କ କଥା। ଆଉ many thanks, ଆପଣ ଯାଉ ଆସି ଏତେ ସମୟ ଏଠି କହୁଛନ୍ତି। ଆଜି କଣ କି କଲେଜର OPSC ଏକ୍ଜାମ ଚାଲିଛି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ।
ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଛି ଆଜି ଚାଲିଛି।
କରିପାରିବନି 8:45 ରୁ 5ଟା ଯାଏ ସେଟା କାମ। ତାପରେ ମୋ ଭଉଣୀର ଝିଅ ବାହାଘର କଟକରେ ଆଜି, ବୁଝିଲେ। ମୁଁ ଆଉ କଣ କହିବି, ମୁଁ ସେ ଗୋଲ୍ଡ ଦୋକାନରେ ମଝିରେ ଲଞ୍ଚ ପିରିୟଡରେ ଯାଇ ପଶିଗଲି। ଆଉ 3ଟା ବେଳେ, ସେତିବେଳେ କିଛି ବି ମୋବାଇଲ ଆଉ ଲାଗିଲାନି, ଜାମ ଜଏନ କରିପାରିଲିନି। ଆଉ ଯାହା ହଉ ଆପଣଙ୍କ କଥା ମୁଁ ଶୁଣିଥିଲି ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ଠାରୁ। ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ପ୍ରାଉଡ ଅଫ୍ ୟୁ। ଯାଉ ଆପଣ ଅଭିନୟରେ ଏତେ ବଢିଆ କଥା ସବୁ କହିଲେ। ଆଉ ନେତାଜୀ ସୁଭାଷ ବୋଷଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ ଆପଣ ବହୁତ କହିଲେ, ବହୁତ ଭୋରାସିୟସ୍ ରିଡର, ଟ୍ୟାଲେଣ୍ଟେଡ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଏବଂ ମହର୍ଷିର ମ୍ୟାଡାମ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଆସିବେ ଯେମିତି आउ एकाठी बसी आमे चा पीबा
हो मैडम हो हो
मु सब देखिली हां साइन मारली आपन को आज ए कथा कोन कहबी नेताजी सुभाष बोस विषय मु कम जानिची बहुत सुनिली आपण को नमिता मैडम को कोविड पॉजिटिव थिला मु तम भी कहउतली टेक रेस्ट से कहले ना ना मैडम मते करबा को बेटा पड़िबो मैडम एक्चुअली नेताजी को विषय कहबी आज तांकर जन्मदिन रविवार पड़ी जाइची आउ मो कॉलेज रे सेठी जाओ गोटे फुलमाळ आनी सेमते टिके देली किंतु कॉलेज रे तो 50% स्टाफ एबे आसुचंती ता भितरु भी परीक्षा रे सब ड्यूटी करूथिले नेताजी को विषय कोन कहबी मु चाहूची हमर सबु छात्र छात्री एवं समस्त हमर कलीग माने मध्य नेताजी को भली वीर हुंतो शहीद हुंतो एवं सेही भली ना नियंतु नेताजी खाली नेताजी आमे वेबिनार करबा आउ एडवर्टाइज करबा मैडम मो मतरे किछि मूल्य नहीं हमर अंतर्निहित कथा एवं कहवा कथा दीटा जाक समान हवा उचित काय मन वाक्य रे आमे जदि नेताजी भली आम मातृभूमि को भल पाइबा बा हमर देश को भल पाइबा ताले आज जेते जण एठी उपस्थित अछंदी सेमाने मध्य तांकर पारिपार्श्विक परिस्थिति रे नेताजी भली माने वीर रहिबा कथा किंतु आमे खाली कहबा जे आमे नेताजी भली करूचु कहि देले हुएनी मैडम आपण तो जने एक्सपीरियंस प्रोफेसर यूनिवर्सिटी रे मध्य मु मोर स्वल्प ज्ञान रे कहूची जहाँ देखुची जहाँ शुणुची नेताजी कौन करुथिले कटक रे तांकर जन्म किंतु जेतले से विदेश जाइथिले पढ़िबा पई सेठी से देखिले जे भारतीयों को ऊपर अत्याचार चली जोथि पई से कौन कले से दिन तो जिदी धरिले जे मु किछि करिवि मोर मातृभूमि पई करिवि किंतु एई जिंसटा आमे समस्त पाखरे देखुनु एवं जो माने भी एई भली नेताजी भली काम करंती तांको सोसाइटी रे भी एडजस्ट करिया बहुत कष्ट हुए मैडम आपण तो पाठ ऊपर सब कहले मु प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ ऊपर कहूची तेणु आज नेताजी जन्मदिन रे आमे समस्त प्रतिज्ञा करिबा प्रतिश्रुतिबद्ध होबा जे आमे नेताजी अमर रहे जिंदाबाद ये कथार मर्म आमे समस्त अनुभव करबा उचित एवं आज हमर मु देखुची 44 members are present in this webinar एवं
52
अपन कोविड रो जो कटकणा अनुसार भी मीटिंग फिटिंग करि पारुने भगवान को तेणु जहाँ भी हो आज तो रविवार भी एत जने आसछन्ती आ एटा बोधे मैडम को 70तम वेबिनार आ से तांकर करि चली भगवान करंतु आउरी करंतु किंतु मु जे सब समय जोग दे पारुनी बिकॉज ऑफ माय ड्यूटी मु मोर काम रे मु देखे मैडम ड्यूटी इज गॉड किंतु मु मैडम एबे 4 मास लानी सिना प्रिंसिपल इंचार्ज हेची चाकरी मोर 33 वर्ष हला 33 इयर्स मु मोर घर को नेग्लेक्ट करिची मो निजो को नेग्लेक्ट करिची किंतु मो ड्यूटी की मैडम मु ठीक भाबरे देखे किंतु सेति भाई मते बहुत कष्ट करिया भी पड़े मु चाहूची कोन जदि नेताजी को आमे समस्त भल पाऊ ताले हमर मातृभूमि की भल पाइबा हमर अनुष्ठान को भल पाइबा हमर कार्य को भल पाइबा एवं कार्य शैली को भल पाइबा द स्टाइल ऑफ वर्क किंतु प्रत्येक मनीष ठार भिन्न समस्त यूनिक जिनस गोटे समस्त पर समान न थाए आदर्श माने नुहे मैडम आपण को सोन मैडम गोटे मु शिखिली बहुत कथा आदर्श माने नुहे जे आमे एडवर्टाइजमेंट करबा आदर्श माने हला निज को बलि दबा नेताजी कहिथिले मते रक्त दियो माने नुहे जे से कहिथिले हणा मारा करबा रक्त दियो माने कोन कष्ट कर जोटा कि हमर महाभारत रे अच्छी आमे रामायण रे भी सबुठी शुणीचे कष्ट कले कृष्ण मिलती तेणु से रक्त दियो माने कौन सी चाहूले कर बा मर डू और डाए किंतु महात्मा गांधी कथा आपण तो बहुत कथा कहले मु शुणिली मु मोर फिलोसफी ऑफ लाइफ बा जीवन दर्शन रो गोटे धाड़ी कहूची महात्मा गांधी मोटे गोटे कथा भल लगे तांकर आदर्श जीवन गोटे बड़ ठेंगा से धरी कौन सी बंदूक गुली नहीं आंटू ऊपर को लुगा पिंधि सी देखुले गाँ गाँ बुलिकी जे कहीं से देहरे जामापटा पिंधु नथिले सी कहे मु जदि कोट सूट पिंधिबी आउ अन्य माने खाली देहरे बुलुचंदी सेतिपई से निजको सैक्रिफाइस त्याग करी एमती करथिले किंतु आमे केते जण सेही भली काम मैडम करूचे तेणु मु अधिका किछि कहूनी आपण माने बहुत समय मते अपेक्षा करिथिबारु मु क्षमा प्रार्थना करूची आउ एठी मु स्वर्ण मैडम को क्षमा मागुची मोर डेरी हो जाइए एवं आपण आसी महर्षि कॉलेज रे पहुंचबे मु नमस्कार मैडम आपण विषय बहुत सुनिची एवं प्रकृत रे आपणकर ज्ञानर परिसीमा पटांतर नहीं आपण आसीबे आउ चा पीकिरी टिके बसिबा नमस्ते मैडम रहिली मु जाउची टिके आज बाहागर मो भौणी झियर कटक रे क्षमा करिवे मु टिके रहउची नमस्कार
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. In spite of your busy schedule, you join us and encourage us with your kind presence, virtual presence. And tomorrow also we are going to conduct a very good webinar, that is National Girl Child Day tomorrow. So it's a very auspicious day for all of us because we are the community of women. So I'll request ma'am to be with us at 5 p.m. so that the later time will in the evening time we'll have a program. Mrs. Subhash Das, the director ISD.
साउंड म्यूट होला मैडम
मैडम आपण म्यूट हो जाइछंती
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I take this opportunity to request Dr. Sanjay Kumar Mohanty, the head of the Department Political Science and the Program Officer NSS Unity of Maharishi College of Natural Law, to propose a vote of thanks to Professor SWARNAMAYEE Tripathi and also principal and all the dignitaries present over here. So over to Sanjay sir. Dr. Sanjay Mohanty, please.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am, so much. समस्तों को बहुत बहुत नमस्कार. Before giving the formal vote of thanks, I may take 2 minutes to speak 2 lines on the topic webinar.
Sure, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. As all of us know, today is the most auspicious day when we celebrate not only Netaji's birth anniversary, but we can say 2 of the most valiant sons of Mother India. One is Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. The other one is Bir Surendra Sai, who sacrificed their everything for the cause of our motherland, to gain the independence for India and for our society. And in this context, I feel, as Madam said, Swarnamayi Madam and also our principal ma'am said, the real tribute is not only this, the formality, the advertising, all these things, but we must follow the ideals, the path, the footsteps of Netaji and Bir Surendra Sai in daily work of life. And very interestingly, very importantly, Swarnamayi Madam, as I'm quoting 2 lines from Swarnamayi Madam regarding Netaji. As he said, Netaji said, even if no one is with you, you must walk alone, but you should walk the right path which you believe that is right. First and second, very important, even more important, just I mentioned the madam's point, कोई गलत चीज में सर किसी के सामने झुक जाए, ये कभी होना नहीं चाहिए. गलत चीज में सर कभी झुकना नहीं चाहिए. Then we must follow these lines. And finally, I feel, or we feel, it will be a real tribute to these great sons of India, motherland, if we follow their ideals and sacrifice ourselves for the cause of our motherland, for the cause of our society, and to participate ourselves in the national reconstruction process, by which we can bring back the lost glory of our motherland and to make India a Biswaguru again. And finally, my main point. First of all, I thank respected principal ma'am to spare her precious time to attend this webinar, even if she is very much busy, as we all know. And secondly, on behalf of the college and webinar committee, I extend a sincere thanks and gratitude to Professor Swarnamayeee ma'am to spend spacious time to give a very thought-provoking and insightful talk on the topic, and very candid, very pragmatic, realistic interpretation, where she touched almost so many dimensions, so many points on Netaji, and it expanded our horizon and insight on the topic. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And finally, most importantly, also I thank our dear Namita ma'am, who has conducted at least 70 webinars till date. It is the 70th webinar, like one man or one woman army, and definitely it is bringing good name to our college. And ma'am, thank you so much. And all the participants, finally, I extend my deep gratitude and thankfulness to all the participants in this webinar who spared all their precious times and attended all the entire webinar very attentively. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you, Sanjay sir. I'm really grateful to you for giving your company to this one-man soldier. Really, one line I would like to conclude with that. Madam has already told, he has given a very pragmatic views. So listen the voice of your soul. That touches like anything, because you see, small things, but it carry much. So one thing he told about giving example of Indianism, Indian people, that is voluntarism and mutuality. What a great thing he told us. And this is the listen to the voice of your soul. So मुझे कुछ करना है, तो चाहे जो भी रास्ते में आए उसको साइड करके मुझे आगे जाना है, क्योंकि ये तो रास्ता बहुत बड़ा है, लेकिन मंजिल मेरा एक है, और वो मंजिल में मुझे पहुंचना है, चाहे मेरे साथ एक हो, दो हो या चार हो, लेकिन मुझे जाना ही है. और patriotism, it is something which we have learned since our childhood. तो patriotism के लिए सिर्फ बोलना नहीं है, कुछ काम ऐसे करना है, चिंता के द्वारा, चेतना के द्वारा, अपना खुद कार्य के माध्यम में ये दिखाना है, yes we can do something. So ऐसे छोटा चीज लेते हुए हमारा जितने भी आज पार्टिसिपेंट्स है, आई एम रियली आभारी टू ऑल ऑफ देम. तो लोग के पास में मेरे सिर झुकाती हूँ और वो सबको मैं प्रणाम करती हूँ, क्योंकि वो लोग के लिए ये प्रोग्राम मेरा ऐसा ही आगे बढ़ता रहा है. मैडम, यू कांट इमेजिन, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर से मैडम मुस्तफा मैम है और उनके साथ भी बहुत स्टूडेंट जुड़े हुए हैं, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम शिवनारायण, starting from Prashant Kumar, Ayushman, all of them. I am also obliged to Julie ma'am. She is also here. And many people also, they are busy in other program, but they are still joining because they have a love for this program. Because they believe that Namita madam will definitely ask someone who will be acceptable by us. शो में जब भी फोन करती हूँ सब ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं, वो बहुत खुशी लगता है हमारा ये जो भाईचार के लिए, और सबके मन में एक स्पिरिट है, यस देश के लिए हम कुछ ना कुछ करेंगे, ये कोशिश रखते हुए, जारी करते रखते हुए हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. और आज uninterruptedly, without any interruption, we have conducted the program. So I also thank to Lord Jagannath for giving me immense power to conduct this program. And on behalf of all of us, I also extend thanks to Sanjay sir also for giving me a company. And on the last part, I request Nalini ma'am have left. On behalf of Nalini ma'am and all my colleagues, I want to present a small memento virtually to ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
It's a pleasure for me to present a small memento to you, ma'am.
Thank
Madam,
you.
kindly acknowledge it.
Thank you. Thank you. Please send it through mail to me.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am. And it is on behalf of all the participants of this webinar. And I'm really very much thankful to all the participants. Now I'm going to stop the recording. Yes.